Welcome to MYIROtutorials. Today I'd like to show the benefits of MYIROtools unique optical brightener compensation to you. An optical brightener, or OBA, is a chemical that converts invisible UV light into visible blue light. These are 6 different papers. On top they are illuminated using a traditional tungsten lamp. In the middle they are illuminated using a fluorescent tube, which is typical for office lighting. At the bottom they are placed into a daylight simulator. We can see that under tungsten the papers look very similar. In daylight their appearance changes significantly. The reason is the interaction of the different amounts of optical brighteners and the high amount of UV light in daylight. So what's the issue now when we print on papers with optical brighteners? In general, the human visual system calls the brightest element in a scene white. This is called white adaptation. When we now have a printed product, the general assumption is that we adapt to the paper and call it white. Therefore, most color management systems adjust the colors to be relative to the paper's white point. We know that this strategy works very well for papers which have a more or less neutral white point. With increasing amount of optical brighteners in papers, it turned out that this strategy does not give satisfying results. Here we see an example of a rendering that is relative to the paper's white point. This is what we know as the relative colorimetric rendering intent. It is often forgotten that most perceptual renderings are also relative to the paper's white point. Imagine you create a campaign where you reuse the same image on different types of media. I think we can agree that the 3 images look fundamentally different. In MYIROtools, we implemented a gamma mapping that analyzes the amount of optical brighteners and renders the image in a way that it appears very similar on all types of media. It is very complicated to achieve these kinds of results, right? Gray standards that have to be judged in your viewing cabinet come to your mind. Sliders where you have to make a lot of trial and error. Let's see how we solved it in MYIROtools. In MYIROtools, we start the profiler. We select any CMYK preset. Then we load our measurement data and change from the Easy tab to the Advanced tab. Here we can influence a lot of profiling parameters. Today we only want to change the gamma mapping of the perceptual table to NeutralizeOBA. We confirm with OK. We enter a meaningful name for our profile and click Start. Now we only have to make sure that we use the perceptual rendering intent when we convert to this new profile. The result is a consistent appearance for neutral, slightly bluish, and also really blue to purple media white points. With MYIROtools, there is no need for experimenting with sliders, gray standards, or the like. Make your customers happy with perfect color rendering. We do hope that we showed you that color management can be very easy even with optical brighteners. Thanks for watching. We are looking forward to the next tutorial and wish you a colorful day.